This battle is a real nail-biter, comes right down to the wire. Yanmega versus Yanmega, with one cat to decide it all. You're going to enjoy this one. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're in a battle versus Chris from the Discord server in the OU tier. Looking at their team, they got some threats. You know, Como is a big threat in its own right. Meowscarada is obviously a powerful Pokemon. Yanmega can be doing some stuff as well. And they have the Sun support with Ninetales. So I'm guessing they just wanted to use Ninetales, to be fair, which is absolutely fair enough. I've randomly got Sylveon on this team because I wanted to use it. Here we go. So, looking at the matchup, I would say Yanmega has a good chance of doing something here if we can get a couple of speed boosts up. Has a really good chance of doing something. We just need to clear that Ninetales out of the way because that can probably withstand a +1 Air Slash and destroy us with a flamethrower. So Yanmega's looking like it's going to be on Wincon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead off with Alomomola, and I'm going to flip turn on whatever they lead off with. There is a good chance they'll lead off with the Meowscarada, and if they do, I'll just switch in Sylveon. But yeah, I think that's probably the best course of action for me to go on. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Chris. They're going to lead off with Psychic, the reliable partner, which is the Espeon, as we lead off with Palindrome, the Alomomola. So not a bad matchup, but not the best matchup either. Any damage we take can be completely mitigated by our Regenerator ability, so I'm going to go straight for a flip turn just to get out of there. They do go for a Calm Mind, though. That's worrying. That is very worrying, in fact. So Calm Mind Espeon is a threat. That's for sure. We're going to flip turn, though, and get a bit of chip damage off on it. So now all we need to do is see if we've got anything faster that can come in and just KO the Espeon real quick. So let's see what we've got. So we've got Assault Vest Lurantis with Knockoff, which could do the trick. We've also got Yanmega if we can get a speed boost first. Bug Buzz might be able to KO, but I'm not 100% confident on that. I think Lurantis is the way to go because, like I said, we're Assault Vest, but we can definitely take a hit from this thing. Even if they go for a Psy Shock, we should still be able to take it. And then Knockoff should KO the Espeon from here. So let's go for a Knockoff real quick and see how it goes. So they go for a Psychic, not Psy Shock, luckily. And that's going to do nearly half, which is fair enough. But it does raise our special defense, thanks to our Contrary ability, as we're able to get the KO with the Knockoff, which is absolutely amazing. They clearly weren't expecting a Sylvester Lurantis. That probably should have nearly KO'd. They were Covert Cloak as well, I'm guessing for Garganacl. In comes MF Goggles, which is going to be the Yanmega. So Yanmega coming in is worrying because we don't really have the best switch into Yanmega in the world other than, you know, Sylveon. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. No, wait, we can go Skeledirge. In fact, Skeledirge will probably work out a bit better for us. So I'm going to go Skeledirge because if they are a Throat Spray set and they go for a Bug Buzz right now, then Sylveon will be a bit more vulnerable, whereas Unaware Skeledirge won't be. So we're going to withdraw Kimono the Lurantis real quick. And we're going to go into the Skeledirge. Again, like I said, with the Unaware, we're able to mitigate... not mitigate, I keep using that word and I don't know why. They go for an Air Slash, though. Air Slash is going to do nearly half, and they get a speed boost. But Unaware... No, they have... Yeah, that's fine. Let's go for a Torch Song anyway and just get this Yanmega out of here, because unless they Terra Ground, which they are, aren't they? They are Terra Grounding, you know? Or Terra Water or something like that, right? Definitely Terra that's going to work against us. Ground. Okay, so they've basically got the same set that we've got. Whether they have Throat Spray or not, I'm not sure. But this might be where Skeledirge goes down. As they go for Ancient Power. Oh, they're an Ancient... Oh, that's Rock, isn't it? That's not... Because the ground is the globe. Oh, no, please don't get the boost. Please don't get the boost. No boost, please. So Skeledirge does go down. And they didn't get the Ancient Power boost, which is great. So now, we've got a couple of options. We can go into Komodo and Terra Fire, which will give us not a resistance, but a neutrality to Air Slash, which will, of course, mean we can live and go for a Superpower or Leaf Blade. But I think we're better off going into something else. I'm leaning towards my Yanmega and Terra Grounding and Terra Blasting. That's what I'm leaning towards. Or Sylveon to get Hyper Voice off, because Sylveon is specially defensive. We can definitely take a hit. In comes Bubblegum. So Bubblegum, the Sylveon, is going to come in, and we're going to be able to take any hit this thing wants to throw at us and dish out some nice damage with Hyper Voice, because Yanmega doesn't have the best special defense in the world. The reason I'm not going into my Yanmega to take care of this and Terra Grounding is because I want to have as much HP as possible on that thing, and I don't necessarily want to have to Terra just yet. So I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice now with Sylveon. They do go for another Ancient Power. Let's hope they don't get the Omni Boost from that, because that would be terrifying if they did, as that does nothing. So actually, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried. So Hyper Voice comes through, does half. Sylveon is just too bulky on the special side for this Yanmega to deal with, and they have nothing that really wants, other than Ninetales, that really wants to switch in on a Hyper Voice right now, so we could bait out the Ninetales, which would be fine, but I think we can handle Ninetales with this anyway. So they do withdraw. Are they going to go into Ninetales? I'd say Ninetales is probably the best switch they have. QB, that's definitely the Ninetales. The early Riser as well, that's interesting. So Ninetales is going to come in looking all shiny and stuff, get that Drought up, and we're going to go for a Hyper Voice and smack it in the face. And that does about however much that is, a fifth of its health. So not too bad damage, but also not ideal damage. So what we can do here is we could go for a Yawn, because I know we can take any hit from this thing, and then we can go from there. I think that's probably my best option. Sylveon does kind of wall their team as well. So they go for Hypnosis. Fair enough, Hypnosis comes through. It's going to put my Sylveon to sleep, unfortunately, which is always great. Just always great. So Sylveon being asleep is unfortunate, because it means we no longer have anything to tackle the Yanmega. Although, looking at the damage the Yanmega did to us, we can probably burn away our sleep turns pretty easily. So, now that we're asleep, we're not putting anything else to sleep, because, you know, sleep claws and all that. We could go into Alomomola, but it is risky because they could have the Solar Beam. We could Tera into a Tera Grass type to take that Solar Beam, but I don't want to do that. Instead, I am going to go Alomomola because I'm expecting... Oh, they switch out. Never mind. I was expecting a Fire Blast. In the sun, it would do a lot. So in comes... then comes Meowscarada. We're just going to head switch out. And we'll just go into our Alomomola. So Alomomola is not really the best matchup in the world against this thing. I know we can live a Flower Trick, even if they're choice banded. So I am going to go ahead and go for a Protect right now, just to scout, see what it's going to lock itself into. Well, if it's choiced, it might not be choiced. So we go for a Protect. Let's see what they go for. Hopefully it's not a setup move. That'd be really frustrating. Knockoff. So Knockoff's not a bad move for it to go for. They are now a Dark type, which means they no longer resist Flip Turn as well, which is great. I'm not too fussed about Alomomola being knocked off, to be honest with you, so I am going to go for that Flip Turn real quick, and if they change up moves, we know they're not choiced. So they go for another knockoff, confirming they might be choiced. They might not be still. No, they're Life Orb. Never mind, they're Life Orb. So we go for a Flip Turn real quick. They obviously know we can't really touch them, so that's probably why I went for a knockoff. It's probably a better move to go for than Flower Trick. As we're going to get out of there, we're going to get that Regenerator boost back in health. Look, back to full pretty much, other than 1 HP. So obviously Lurantis can't take a knockoff from here. Sylveon probably can, but Yanmega might be our best option here to get a speed boost and all that. So, looking at the teams, now that we know the Yanmega's rock, could be time. It could be time for Yanmega, you know. This could be the time for Yanmega to come through. See, my Yanmega may be a bit different to theirs. They might not have Throat Spray. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to go for a Protect here, just to get that speed boost. I feel like that's going to really help us, and they might switch out, they might not. It really depends. So, hopefully they don't. So they do withdraw on the, maybe they predicted the Protect, or maybe they think they have a switch in. QB the early riser comes in, so Ninetales is in. So this is actually really good for us, because unlike their Ancient Power Rock type move, Tera Blast actually has more power than Ancient Power, and it'll be Stab as well with the Tera Blast. So let's go for a Tera Blast. Let's Terastal, go for a Tera Blast Ground. It should definitely KO their QB real quick, and then we can maybe even sweep from there. So let's see how this goes for us. We're going to Tera. They might predict the Tera Rock and go for a Solar Beam, but we have the speed boost, so we're definitely going first, unless they're Choice Scarfed randomly. Oh, please don't be Choice Scarfed Ninetales again. No, they went for Hypnosis. They're definitely not Choice Scarfed. So there we go. Tera Blast comes through. That's going to definitely take out the Ninetales. If it doesn't, I'm going to be shocked. There we go. Ninetales goes down. Yanmega coming through for us. Yanmega coming through for us right now, which is absolutely amazing. You gotta love it. In comes the Komao. So this is where things get terrifying. So, I am not confident Air Slash will KO. I think it'll KO after a Throat Spray, but unfortunately we haven't got a Throat Spray. So what do we do here? I say we go straight for the Air Slash, get the KO. If they're Assault Vest, they're gonna live it, obviously. But I think we should be golden. Or do we save Yanmega for later? Do we have a switch in? We do have the Sylveon switch in. And if they go for that Clangorous Soul, then yes, that's terrifying. And if they have Iron Head, it's even more terrifying. But if they have the item, it's a tough one. This is a real tough one. Real tough one. So I think I'm better off going straight for the Air Slash. So I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to go straight for the Air Slash. There we go. And it actually nearly KOs the combo, so it can't go for the Clamor Soul. They go for a Drain Punch. And I'm afraid that's not going to recover enough HP to live the next Air Slash. No way near enough. Which is absolutely fantastic. The Harsh Sunlight fades, which is great. And now we're just going to go through their team. And there we go. One more Air Slash. He's able to finish off Como. Yanmega is looking real good right now. So good right now. In comes the Meowscarada. So Meowscarada is actually pretty much the same. This is going to determine whether we win or not. No, I think Meowscarada doesn't live this. So let's go for a Bug Buzz. They might have Sucker Punch. They do have Sucker Punch. It's going to turn him into a pure Dark type. It's going to Sting. And it is going to be able to KO our Yanmega. So Yanmega did real good this game. It did real good this game, but not quite good enough. As our Yanmega has decent defenses, to be fair. I was kind of expecting it to live that Sucker Punch, but I guess not. Which is absolutely fine by me. We can go into whatever we want to right now and take this thing out, really. I think I'm going to go for the Sylveon. Because Sylveon is physically defensive. No, it's specially defensive. Sylveon is defensive, specially defensive. I'm pretty confident it can live a Flower Trick, and then we can try and burn off a turn of sleep. That's all I can really think to do here. There is a chance we could wake up this turn as well, and if we do wake up after this Flower Trick, if we can live, we do live, of course, which is great. Sylveon's got that nice bulk to it, but we are fast asleep, unfortunately, which means this Meowscarada is going to be able to take us out this next turn, even after Leftovers comes through, so that is a real shame. It's a real shame, but they are a Dark type, so there is still hope. There is still hope. So let's go for a Hyper Voice real quick. The reason being is that because they're a Dark type, they don't get stabbed on Flower Trick, means it's going to do less damage to my Alomomola, which means we could also get some decent damage with Scald. Obviously, the Flower Trick is always a critical hit, so pay no heed to that. What we can do now, unfortunately, we lost Skeledirge, so that's unfortunate. We could go into Lurantis and bank on it living, but I don't think it does. We can go into Great Tusk and hope and pray that we can live a Flower Trick, but I don't think it does. Or we can go Alomomola. And I think Alomomola is the best way to do this. So what we'll have to do is, because if we're Alomomola out of the way, with Alomomola out of the way, no, with Meowscarada out of the way, I think we've got a fair chance. So let's go for the Scald real quick, knowing we can live a Flower Trick despite it being a critical hit. So they do withdraw. They know full damn well that they can't live, that we can live a Flower Trick and potentially burn them with Scald. So they're going to go into the Yanmega, which is absolutely fair enough. Yanmega comes through. We go for a Scald. Take out the Yanmega. So Alomomola is actually putting in the work right now, which is pretty awesome, to be fair. Alomomola is one of them Pokemon where it's like, it's OU right now. And I'm not sure why. I can't remember why. There's a reason people are using it. Let's just say that. So in comes the Meowscarada. Now it is going to be a Grass type. It's going to get that Grass Stab Flower Trick on us. But we're still going to stay in and go for the Scald. And the reason I'm going for the Scald right now is because I want to get that burn. I really need to get that burn. It's the only way we can win this. So Flower Trick comes through. It's going to turn them to a pure Grass type, which means it is going to sting a bit. It's going to sting a lot, but we do live. Able to get the critical hit, of course, as it always does. They get some Life Orb chip. We go for the Scald, and we need this burn right now. We really need this burn right now. We got the burn. We got the burn. Okay, so now we're in a much better position because they have Mienshao left, and they've got this thing left. Mienshao is no problem for my Great Tusk. I'm going to go for a flip turn right now just to get some more damage. Well, just to let Alomomola go down pretty much, as the Flower Trick does take us out. So Alomomola goes down. Once again, big props to Alomomola. It took out the Yanmega, and he got the burn on the Meowscarada, which is game-changing. It's very game-changing, that is, because it means they've got one more turn in them, which means we should be able to win this, provided Great Tusk can take a hit. So now I'm going to go into my Lurantis. Lurantis, I'm not bothered if Lurantis goes down, because Lurantis isn't facing off against the Mienshao, that's for sure. So let's go for that superpower real quick, and hopefully take this thing out. They do switch out, though. They do switch out. Wanting to preserve the Meowscarada for later, they're going to go into Marshall, which is, of course, the Mienshao. So Mienshao is going to take this superpower to the face. Nearly gets KO'd, which is actually really good for a Lurantis. We're going to get that attack and defense boost, which is great. And now we can just go for another superpower. We can go for another superpower. High Jump Kick comes through. It's going to sting. Gets the KO on Lurantis. And that is unfortunately going to be the game for the Lurantis. So that is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world, because we still have the Great Tusk. And you might be thinking, yeah, but Meowscarada is going to go for that Flower Trick. And if I'm right in thinking so, critical hits bypass burn. If I'm right in thinking so. But all they need to do is get damage off on Great Tusk, and I'm pretty sure a Flower Trick, even with the burn, is going to be able to KO us. So which is why I'm going to go for a Rapid Spin right now to get that speed boost, because that is what we need. So they go for a high jump kick, and they miss, which is really unfortunate for us, because now we don't get that Rapid Spin. We don't get that Rapid Spin to get the speed boost. Now the Meowscarada outspeeds us, which means there is a chance, because we're not defensively invested, there is a chance the Meowscarada's Flower Trick will KO, and it all comes down to whether burn affects critical hits or not. I don't know whether crits bypass burn, I can't remember. So in comes the Meowscarada. In comes the Meowscarada, and if it fails to KO us with this turn, we've won. It's plain and simple. So let's go for that Rapid Spin. They go for the Flower Trick. It's going to turn him into a pure Grass type. Let's see if it gets the KO. It doesn't get the KO, which is great, as it means they're now going to go down to a Life Orb. So that was a close game. That high jump kick miss. Like I said, if they didn't miss the high jump kick, we would have got a Rapid Spin speed boost, which means we would have still won against the Meowscarada. So that was a very close game, though. That was a fun one. GG, Chris. I enjoyed that. But anyway, here's the team. If you want to try it out, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.